giallo to some degree, but also supernatural Italian horror. So specifically Suspiria, that was a huge influence. Initially it came from the studio in Milan, Studio di Fonologia, which was I guess a tape composition studio run by Luciano Berio, Luigi Nono, Bruno Maderna. Marino Zuccheri was the engineer there. Kathy Berberian was doing some work there. She did this piece called Visage, and I heard Visage, I think in 2001, is this voice piece where it sounds like something out of a horror film, but it's not. It's avant-garde tape composition. And I always wondered, you know, a track like that, not many people listen to it, but if you put it in a horror film, it suddenly activates the imagination. And it got me thinking about Penderecki's music with Kubrick, with The Shining. So it was really, that started an idea about avant-garde sounds, avant-garde music versus images from horror films, which led to people like Bruno Maderna, who did the Giulia Questi soundtrack to Death Laid an Egg, to Morricone with his group, which I can never pronounce, Gruppo di Improvvisazione Nuova Consonanza, who did the soundtrack to, is it The Cold Eyes of Fear? I can't remember now. But you know, even Morricone soundtracks to the early Argento films were using dissonance, music concrète, a tonal music, free jazz. So this weird combination of very academic avant-garde techniques versus exploitation, that's what really started Berberian Sound Studio. Yes, 100%. Well, you know, 100%, but when you make a film, you are collaborating all the time with the costume department, with the production design, cinematography, the actors, so you are collaborating, of course, but it has to stop with the director. You have to filter out all these thoughts and what thoughts benefit your work. But you know, I don't believe in filmmaking by committee, no. If you have written your own script, if it's a low budget, if I financed your film, I wouldn't dream of telling you what to do. It's your film. When I see films, the joy of seeing a film is you go into a director's head. You go into a different world, and I'm not interested in a committee trying to please me. I don't want to be pleased as such when I see a film. I just want to get into someone else's head. I want to see their obsessions, their desires, their anxieties. That's what's exciting for me when I watch a film, and I feel the same way when I make a film. Well, I mean, the characters are me. You know, I mean, the good ones, the bad ones, especially the bad ones. I put myself into those characters, but no, I have to have a connection with the characters, and I have to love the characters, even the bad characters. But yeah, no. I mean, for me, I guess what excites me the most is characters and atmosphere. Plot, I've never been interested in plot. It's something just to kind of jumpstart the whole thing, you know. But for me, you know, when like in real life, I'm interested in, you know, when we have friends, we're interested in our friends. We're not interested in what happens to them day to day. Well, we are, but I think people and yeah, their hopes, their fears, their nightmares, their dreams. That's what's interesting. And I guess when I was reading books, I guess the books I responded to were episodic. They were not plot-driven. They were very much concerned with the character's mind, and that's what interested me, really. I mean, especially now, where it's so hard to get anyone into the cinema. It's amazing to have a festival, and I think especially anything which is, I hate to use this word niche, but I guess anything which is not dominant mainstream. Festivals like terrorMolins have been very useful for my work and for other people. Not just this festival, but you know, Stitches, Fright Fest in London, Fantastic Fest in Austin. I mean, they're great for directors, great for audiences. So of course, yeah. You know, it's strange for me. I had many years where it was very difficult. So I started making Super 8 shorts and 16mm shorts in the 1990s. So I mean, I shot my first proper 16mm short in 1995, but before that I was doing Super 8. And then it was 2009 when I got my first feature film into cinemas. So that was a very long period. And then I had a really sweet spot. I had a really good period where I could make films quite quickly, like Berberian, like Duke of Burgundy, in Fabric. And now I feel it's getting difficult again. I was speaking to a distributor the other day, and it's just for these kind of personal films, you know, I think with these franchise films, which, you know, the superhero films, what Martin Scorsese was talking about, I have nothing against those films. I have nothing against people enjoying those films. I think, of course, why would I ruin someone else's enjoyment? It's not for me to judge, but what is the problem is they are invasive. They are dominating the space that other films should thrive in. I mean, all we want is just some space. I'm pretty concerned about my future in this career. I'm concerned about other films which I love. Yeah, you feel we're being pushed. Well, we always were in the margins, and this is the kind of films we make, which are personal films.